Eugene, it's the case of grab you whenever I can because you're such a busy man. Fights here tonight and fights again tomorrow night, and then you're away Sunday. So, yeah.
Yeah, no, yeah. I don't know. When is it not busy nowadays? It's just you just learn to live with it. Yeah. But now, big weekend this weekend. Like I obviously had the Ultra Warriors training for 5 months now, and that's culminating in 2 fight nights. We've got 20 fights on each night. So we've got 20 tonight, 20 tomorrow night, and then on Sunday I get Kai's last workout done, and then me and the team jump on the plane and head to Texas. So big weekend, but nothing we're not used to or haven't been used to in the last few years anyway. So looking forward to it.
Cool. Talking about Kai, you were away for a part of the training camp. When you come back from fight week, were you happy with what you saw?
Really happy. There was a couple of disturbances where I wasn't able to be with Kai for no more than a week, but still, it's like when time's valuable, time is very valuable. So he made some real good progress while I was gone, and thanks in part to a very good fighter and very good coach at my gym, Mark Timms. And Mark Timms is someone who's a very intelligent person. He knows how I train fighters, and he knows the system. So he's able to easily kind of step into my place and carry on from where I left off. So thanks to Mark Timms for that. But I was very happy with the progress he made, and I'm very happy with the progress that he's made this week. And like I always say, man, these guys at this level, they just know when to turn the dials and flick the switches, and they always come right at the right time. That's why they're the best in the world. Yeah.
And of course, Blood coming back from an injury, got that behind him now?
Haven't seen any signs of that injury for many weeks now. So he was very diligent with his rehab, and he got on with that like a professional. So that's a man who's he's got a lot to prove this fight, and he's trained like that. So really looking forward to what sort of performance he gives us.
I had a yarn to him a week or so ago, and he said something very interesting. He said that when he was on Fight Island, he ended up rooming with Kai, and he learned a lot off him, Kai's professionalism and things like that. Yeah. The first question I wanted to ask you is, was that a fluke that he ended up, or do you say you're going to be with him and you're going to be with him?
No, it's never a fluke. Whether we strategically put people in certain positions during fight weeks, whether it's to inspire them or show them a different perspective, the person that you're with on fight week or we room with is very important. Sometimes we put people in, we bring people on trips because we know that they need to see something to help push them to the next level. That was definitely a trip where Bloods, I felt, needed to come to Fight Island with us and see what the big stage is like and see what you've been fighting for all your life, and can you get here? Do you want to be here? This is what it's like. This is what you've got to look forward to. And sure enough, a little while after that, he was signed in the UFC and doing it himself. So it's there's a bit of planning that goes into it.
What about his fight so important for him after losing his first fight in the UFC?
Yeah, it's never good to lose your debut in the UFC, but it's not the first time he's lost. It might have been the first time he lost in the UFC, but he's lost before. He's come back from losses before. He's come back from all sorts of adversity in his fight career. So this is no different. He knows the steps he's needed to take to get here to this place, and he knows this is an important fight. He knows this is a very important fight, and he knows he has to prove to himself, most importantly, and to everybody else, that he belongs there and he's the man and he's someone to be reckoned with in that division. Yeah.
Just going back to Kai, and I've always noticed I saw him fight when he was 14 years of age, and I can remember going home and saying to Robin, I saw a young guy, he had way above his years. Has he always been like that in your mind as well?
I think Kai's always been a super talented, kind of like super athlete. I think you get super athletes like him at that weight class. Where does a young, athletic, super talented man or boy go when we are in a world where the sports are predominantly dominated by giants? The rugby league, the NFL, the basketball. Yeah. So what do you do if you're a 50 or 60 kilo super athlete? What do you do? Because you still can't cover that ground. You still can't get yourself in the NBA. Well, a lot of you gravitate towards a sport that's governed by weight division. That's not an open weight, open height, open age. And fighting, boxing, MMA, UFC is perfect for super athletes like himself. And he's always been a super athlete. Where Kai's come leaps and bounds, we've talked about before, is like the mental side of his game, and just his ring intelligence and understanding of the sport on a more like cerebral, like intricate level. So that's where he's come leaps and bounds, and that will kind of be the difference in the fight between when they last fought and when they fight now. Yeah.
The improvements have been gigantic.
The improvements have been massive since the Moreno fight, but since the Moreno fight and the fights preceding that, he made probably the biggest kind of jump in terms of his career, in terms of his how good he is at the sport, how good his understanding is, how good he is at every part of the sport, and how good he is at just navigating himself through, in this space that we're standing in today. Yeah.
Hey, thanks very much for taking your time. I know how busy you are, mate, so I really appreciate it.
See you at the end of the night.
Yeah.
Okay,
thanks, mate.